Hello everyone and welcome to another video about paid media best practices. Today we'll be talking about media planning blueprints. Let's get started. As we talked previously in another video about best practices for creating the media plan, and we went through the process from creating the brief to selecting the media mix and the prices to launching the campaign, optimizing the campaign, and to closing the campaign with the reporting, learning on the campaign, as well as the document and templates for each that are needed for media planning. So with that in mind, we know that as a part of the marketing communication activities, we launch multiple campaigns per year. We don't just do one paid media campaign, we do so many campaigns, and that will be different from one business to another. We have frequent campaigns that can be launched weekly, monthly, quarterly, and we have seasonal campaigns as well. So, on top of that, we have some ad hoc campaigns. So that means we have to create media plans for every type of campaign, and that can be time consuming, and that can also lead to missing on certain opportunities. So therefore, it would be good to have what I call it the blueprint. It would be good to have a benchmark or a reference for us to get started. So this is what we are talking about today. So you have that Excel sheet in front of you, and you will need to create it for each type of campaign, where you highlight the campaign, the brand and the product that you are promoting, the campaign objective, the total budget, the target audience you want to target, as well as the breakdown of each media type: outdoor, TV, digital, social media, influencers, and so on. You include information about the prices, about the creative, about the start and end campaign and end date of the campaign, and so on. So how do we create a reference or a benchmark for us to get started once we have a brief, so we don't have to do the work of exploring the right media mix? There must be a reference for us. So how do we create it? There are so many different ways. Today I will show you my recommended way, that a model that we can use always moving forward whenever we have a new campaign, regardless what business or product that we are communicating. We can always use that model as a reference for us to create the media plan. So first of all, let's agree that we have three different type of campaigns that we can classify all the campaign under these three different categories. So they're either awareness, consideration, or conversion type of campaigns. The awareness campaigns are usually reach and frequency based. We want to reach to wider audience, and our objective here is usually to create awareness about the brand, about the ad itself, and it's used for both existing for new brands and for existing brands. New brands want to be well established and want people to know about them. Existing brand want to remain top of mind, so they launch awareness campaigns every now and then. You also then have the consideration type of campaigns. So these type of campaigns are usually for engagement. We create them to engage with the audience, whether we are launching a teaser and then expect them to see the revealer, or just posting something on social media and expecting them to interact in a certain way, sharing comments, liking the post, sharing it with their wider audience. It's a good way to engage with the audience in this age of digital media, where audience are able to express themselves, and it will also help us increase our follower base on social media. It's very important as well to get more insight from our customer and audience, to understand what they like, what they don't like about us. So it's very important type of campaigns. Then third one is the conversion type of campaigns. Here we want them to have certain transaction with a business value, whether it's sales. So if we have a sales promotion, it's good to use this type of campaigns, or also if we want to have them download our app or register in a specific event, online or offline. So we launch this type of campaigns on digital media, social media, and as well as on offline, outdoor, and TV. The media mix will be really different from client to another, from category to another, from country to another. So we will not get into the details of the media mix here. We're just highlighting the different type of campaigns that we need to launch throughout the year. So with all these business needs and so many different type of campaigns, it's important to have the blueprint or the benchmarks reference for us to get started. This will help us to utilize the budget most effective way, so we don't overspend or underspend in one campaign or another. It will also help us get started with creating the media plan quicker, so we don't have to spend the same amount of time every time we have a new brief to create the media plan. Um, and also, it would be a good reference for new joiners, people who join the team for the first time. They don't need to spend a lot of time on understanding the right media mix for this business or product. They have this benchmark or reference for them to get started. Ultimately, as well, it's also useful when we are looking at different media agencies pitch. If we are considering a media agency in the market, then what they are pitching and proposing, we'll be able to see how close to reality it is, how much it is matching with our expectation in terms of blueprints and benchmarks. So I see this model here as the ideal one that I can use no matter what changes comes up in my business model. If I have a new product or I have a new sub brand that I am creating within my business, then I can always go back to this blueprint model and create the media plan for that specific product or service needs. Then also, obviously, we have different priority. So some campaigns are very important, other are less important. So I would also classify the campaign type into three different categories: small, medium, and big. Uh, that each one will eventually have a different media budget and media mix expectations. So that is on one side. On the other side, I will create that blueprint or reference based on the product and brand that I am communicating. For a new brand versus existing brand, there should be a different mix. For a new product versus existing product, there should be a new media mix. So let's take, for example, on the brand side, if I am a car dealer and I have different brands that I am selling, for the new one, based on my marketing objective, I would have a different media mix for a small, medium, or big campaign. Uh, for existing brand, if I have a brand that I already communicated before, I would also have a different media mix and budget for the small, medium, and big campaigns. If we're talking about another example, like an online store that sells products, different, let's say, electronic products, so a new product will require a different media mix from an existing product, whether it's small, medium, or big. Obviously, the existing one will require less in term of will require less weight in term of media mix and media budget because it's already well established. There is already specific audience that I want to go and target, go after, and eventually my media mix will be a little bit smaller. The new ones, for existing one, I might not need to use outdoor, for example. I just focus on digital. For the new ones, I might need to use outdoor to reach to wider audience. So again, the media mix will be definitely different from one brand and category to another. However, what is remains will remain the same for us is the difference in media mix comparing new product to existing product or new brand to existing brand and based on the campaign size. So if I have that model in mind, and then I can go and list my brand, or if I have sub brands as well, and I list my products and how many they are. And let's assume also that I have already done campaigns for the previous 3 to 6 months. Now it's time I go back, look at them, and see the media mix for each one. If after I have reviewed the campaign and I was happy with the media mix, I was happy with the performance, then I see that this is a good media mix and I want to carry on using it, then this will be the way for me to get started creating the blueprints. So I'll look at the previous campaigns and start to create the blueprint for each type of brand and product, new versus existing. If I don't have and I want to create, eventually I would need to learn as I go from the campaigns that I am launching what is the right media mix and the media budget, what are the most effective way to utilize it so I can create that blueprint. I can also rely on my organic performance from social media or sales feedback from physical stores for me to know which areas are better performing to help me with the outdoor planning, for example. So that can also, the organic business feedback can also help me to build a blueprint model. But eventually, as I go into more paid media campaigns, I look at them and use them as a reference for me to build that model, which will remain with me throughout the year and into next year as well. So once I define my products, existing and new ones, the brand, if I have sub brands, existing and new ones, I start to create the media mix for each one, and that media mix or should include this following. That blueprint should include the following information. It should include what is the right media mix uh, for that type of campaign and that size of campaign. What are the media deliverables? What the result I will get, let's say, in terms of reach, total number of reach, total number of engagement, um, total number of sales, and so on, what I'm expecting as a performance as well. So when I do an engagement campaign, what is the engagement through rate that I expect? When I do installation campaign, what is the installation through rate I should get, or registration campaign, and so on. So this is my benchmark that I should also include. The budget, what is the right budget for that type of campaign, and the campaign duration, how long should I run the campaign for, how many weeks, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and so on, as well as the creative format. What do I think from previous campaign is good for me in terms of creative format for that type of campaign. So that means if we go back to the Excel sheet, that means I will have multiple Excel sheets that are used as a reference. So instead of having an empty, totally blank Excel sheet, I should have an Excel sheet that already populated with information for each type of campaign and in terms of campaign objective and size. So that will be my benchmark and reference to start with. There is an example also included in the presentation. I'll leave a link in the comment section where you can download that presentation from our website. So then you can name each media plan. What type of media plan is it for? Is it for a new product? Is it for an awareness campaign? Or is it for a new product consideration campaign? Or is it for a new product conversion campaign? And so on. The same for existing product and the same for brand campaigns. So then I will have these media plans. Instead of a blank Excel sheet, I have a media plan that I can refer to with information already populated based on the campaign objective. And of course, the product or brand type. But last and not least is, in conclusion, this is just to help you get started, to make things a bit quicker, to understand where you stand, where to start from. That shouldn't be your final mix. It shouldn't be your final media mix. You will always need to look for ways to and opportunities to optimize. So, for example, you want to see what is what is new today in the market in terms of opportunity. Maybe there is a new format, maybe there is a new website or platform, maybe there is a new influencer, maybe there is a new program on TV or that I should focus on, or a new area or a new format in outdoor that I should shift my outdoor budget to it. Maybe you should reallocate the budget between platforms. Maybe you should increase on one platform versus other. Other insights. There are so many insights that you can look into. Your organic post strategy. What are you doing organically, and how can you coordinate your marketing communication across different channels? Maybe you need to redo your media mix. Another example is the creative. Maybe you should try a different creative format. Or also for the bidding, the biddable media, maybe you should increase or decrease your bidding, or change your bidding approach from automated to fixed bidding. All these consideration you should, once now you just have the reference or the blueprint to start with, you should go through all these consideration to see how can you further optimize the campaign so you can even get better result compared to the previous campaign. Um, you shouldn't be getting the same result always the same on the same media budget. You want to get always more on your media budget, or get the same result for less media budget. So the blueprint is just to help you get started, but it shouldn't be a way for you to create the same media plan over and over and over. No, you should always try to find a way to optimize it. And that's all. I hope that was clear and useful. Please feel free to share your comments or reach out by email for any further videos you like to see. And if you um, have any business consideration that you would like to receive our consultation on it, feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to help. And we'll look forward to provide you with more videos soon. Thank you very much for your time, and goodbye now.